listing program because he seems like it's a vacation home. It's 614 Washington Place.
All right. 4 bedroom, 2 bath.
18466.
Yeah. I wonder what
But
community.
he said that there's pictures online because he's not there. He gets there about like 3 or 4 weeks. But
Uh-huh.
when I talked to him, he says the only motivation is that he would get his price, at like, because he said, well, Zillow and Redfin have it like between 300 and 335. So I'm thinking 330. Um,
Yeah.
and And I said, well, does it need renovation? He's like, well, yeah, but I mean, you can rent it out, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, that's when I said, will you be wanting to, hold paper on it? And he says, no, I want to get a cash sale. I said, if you were looking to list it, we do have a program where you wouldn't have to pay any of the closing costs, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
So, and I just, he's a really cool guy. And he's telling me about the property. It's 5.2. Um, and he just wants to get rid of it if the price is right. And he doesn't want
Um,
to pay commissions if he does list it.
gotcha.
But I was trying to
Um,
see maybe if you find pictures because he said there's pictures online and
I
and
I'm not seeing any.
I haven't seen any. So
Yeah. Yeah, I
and I
mean,
tried to do a street view and I couldn't find anything.
yeah, over in that area, you're never gonna get street view. It's the sticks back there.
Oh,
Um, 2008 sold for one. I mean, if from a sale from '08, it should be on Realtor, but it's not showing up on Realtor, unfortunately. So I can't really see unless I mean, I would have to ask like an agent to see if they might be able to. But I mean, checking on here, there's even if I put this on. See, so maybe Redfin. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, that's all we could really see. Yeah, looks like it's in a cul-de-sac. Um, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, there's no pictures anywhere. It's all right, no worries. But yeah, this would be something that I just I would have to bring to I don't like somebody who does Airbnbs, like short-term rental, and see what they would be willing to do. I mean, I don't know anybody off the top of my head. I don't really have any STR investors to my knowledge that I could think of right now, but some agents they might that I deal with could possibly have somebody who's from let's say Jersey or New York who's open to doing that. But it's so saturated up there right now with STR properties. So like I don't know. I'd have to look at some
all right.
comps as well. Let me just do that real quick.
Because he said it's going to be like in 3 or 4 weeks, and I said, well, if you wouldn't mind snapping some pictures, that would help too. He's like, yeah, no problem. So, but he says he hasn't talked to. I said, has anybody else called you about the property? He was like, nope, I haven't had any calls. You were the first one. And he's like, I just, you know, and he's like, how did you get my information? I was like, well, I have lists that come to us, that, investors, we pull lists. He's like, I haven't put my name anywhere, so I don't know. I was like, uh, it's just weird how that stuff comes up. I don't know how they're getting their sources or whatever, but
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't even know what the house looks. I mean, could probably look something like this. Okay, I'd have to see it. Is it one car, two car? Uh, 4-2, two bathrooms, parking, garage attached. So it's probably just one garage door. Um, this one's 345. This one's 350. So before putting okay. And this one definitely looks like it was rehab. Let me see if there was a thing beforehand. Yeah, so they bought it off market or bought it on market for 207, then had it relisted for 350. So this is like a flip. Um, let's see this one here on Panther Road in Tobyhanna, 3-2, 2,100 square feet. Okay, some photos here. Looks like a flip. Did a nice job. Bought it on market for 276, sold it for 345. Could be I wonder if these are staged photos or not. It looks when I see stuff like this screams like short-term rental. And you can see all the beds. So like I don't think it's like staged photos. Ping pong table as well. So this could be let me see if this says anything about the listing being in it wasn't in step inside. No. Owner's a licensed real estate agent, public dates. I don't even know the name. I feel like this guy's from Philly. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've heard that name before. But yeah, he's asking top dollar. I mean, you know, it's 3.2, 12 or 2,100, and then there's the other one that was 350. It was a 4.2 or no 4.3, 18. Okay, so he's pretty much up there. He said what 335, and knowing the seller in most scenarios, like that's needs some work. It's not the kitchen's not like how we saw those two comps kitchens. So definitely would have to be lower. I would have to be currently somewhat people would show interest if they were in that Airbnb space. So I would have to reach out to some people and see. And if we don't have any photos either, so I feel like you might have to just space that out for when you could get some photos. Or maybe I could have one of my guys drive by it if they are focused in that area looking for properties and give their opinion. But I mean, it's 300,000 or 330 is just too much. 16. I don't know. It wasn't New York transfer properties. Yeah, sucks with. I hate like doing, especially in the Poconos in this area. Like you're never gonna get. Google Maps does not pass through here, or you could easily see. It's unfortunate. I could run it by like maybe one guy that I know covers this area, and maybe if he's willing to drive by it.
I'll tell you in your phone.
But people are definitely not going to be. It would have to be for him to get close to his number. He would either have to list it, or someone could see the value as a short-term rental. Those are the only two options he has. Everyone else is pretty much going to be. If you were to flip this, you're going to be in that. I would say just under 250. I would think, depending on the repairs. I don't know, but I mean, see right here. Maybe you could get based on the square footage that we have, you could get close to 370. But we don't know the style of home. I'm thinking it's probably something like this, some contemporary style. I don't even know, colonial style. But I couldn't tell you.
No, it's coming down, dude.
Pocono Farms is a nice area too. Any other questions, guys? I'll get back to you on the Washington place too, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Anything else you guys are working on? No. All right. Well, I guess
Did you get that thing taken care of? You had to call for was it Nancy, the sister? Had to sign off on that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try my other number today, see if she answers. But no. Just been able to leave messages. That's about it. I don't know. When you skip search something, like they don't, unless they have her, let's say voicemail saying like, oh, leave a message. This is Nancy's, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who whose number that is. It's just a random number that's associated with the thing. So it could be her number, could not be her number. I don't know. I left a message regardless on two of the numbers that worked on that for her address in Michigan. So the only option I have is just to I was gonna try my other number and if see if I had any progress with that. If not, then the last resort I could do is just I don't know anyone in Michigan, so I would have to write a letter and send it. And I wouldn't even be able to do that today unless I get some envelopes because I don't have any envelopes in my house. So,
Who has envelopes and stamps anymore?
yeah, right.
Dude.
So I do have a few stamps, but no envelopes. I think
And then so going to this, so the attorney or the other parties involved, or the title company can't give you her information, or is that proprietary?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm assuming no because they just they all they were able to do was just tell me, her first, last, and our first, middle, and last name because there's a thing on the on file for probate being registered to her, for the home being registered to her through probate. So that's all I saw. But yeah, they don't go along the lines of reaching out to people and all that kind of stuff. I tried contacting what I also did last week was contacting the person, the attorney's office that helped her file the probate, and I left the message. Like I left the message with like one of the receptionists. I think it was on Thursday, and she told me like, yeah, well, I'll let them know, blah blah blah. And they'll call you. And then I didn't hear anything Thursday, so then I called on Friday, and it's like I spoke to the same lady. And then she was like, I did let them know, blah, blah, blah. But I haven't received a call. And then, like I said, I contacted them on Thursday. So that's one of the things I could also do too. Just call again from, that attorney's office that helped her file. Cause I guess they like the reception. I think they, all she did was just wrote down what I said. Like, hey, like my name's Terrell. I was planning on buying the property. I saw that you guys helped out Nancy Frazier for the property and on Bocasega Drive, blah blah blah. So she took all the information down. So like, I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure that that was that's what, according to the probate thing, it said filed with blah blah blah. So I'm just waiting on to hear, and I'm just waiting to hear a call back, but I haven't yet, and it's been like 4 days or whatever, more than 4 days. But yeah, almost a week. But yeah, that's kind of just stuck currently, and then I have my buyer's ready whenever, so he's not focused on really doing the digging to find out who to like how to get the number and all that kind of stuff. He did help me skip it. I mean, that's about it. Like, because I said like, hey, I couldn't find anything. Were you able to find anything on your end? And then he did that. But like regarding calling those numbers that he sent to me, like he didn't do any of that, or contacting the attorney's office, he didn't do anything. So he's like, just he's like, only thing if you're able to contact her, blah blah blah, I'm still interested. But it is what it is. So.
And so, and the person who signed the contract, who was that again?
That I think it was maybe like I don't know if it was like a wife or friend. I think maybe a friend, but she got quitclaim the deed, but apparently it wasn't like a legitimate quitclaim, according to the title company. So that's why they're and the whole probate that was actually that was filed legitimately. So that's who I needed to sign with. So that's currently what. And then
and does the person sign the contract know that you have this issue now, right?
Yeah, and then also too, like crazy story, because you don't know what the hell is gonna go on sometimes when you deal with these people. She violated probation and is from like a week and a half ago, she's been in jail because she violated probation. The person who I signed with originally. So
you got like a TV show going on here.
I know, it's crazy. And then like I called, I didn't know at the time. I called her number. I guess her cousin picked up, and I met her cousin while I went to the house. I forget her cousin's name or whatever. I was like, hey, blah blah blah. I thought it was her. I thought it was Caroline in the beginning. So I said, Caroline, like, hey, how you doing? It's Tara. I was like, no, it's not Caroline. Caroline is not here. I was like, well, can you take a message? Blah blah blah. No, I can't. She violated probation. She's currently in jail. Maybe she's out now. I don't know. I just haven't spoken to them in like there's no need at this point because they don't. I don't
They have nothing to do with it now.
Yeah, they have nothing to do with it. So like, and I doubt they know. Like, I asked the cousin. It's like, the cousin doesn't know anything. And I doubt maybe I could call. I don't know, and I'll be surprised. But I mean, I might as well give it one more shot and just see. But like, yeah, they don't really. The money won't be going to them regardless. So yeah. So I mean, I could call and see if they could get any luck. Maybe Carolyn's out of the slammer. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so I basically explained the situation. It's like, and then the cousin is like, oh, okay, and she, I don't know, didn't really think what I was saying was true. I was like, well, I mean, this is it was filed recently. There's a whole thing. It's filed through probate, blah blah blah. Like, Nancy actually, is entitled to the property, blah blah blah. And right now I'm trying to get in contact with her because I would need her to, grant the sale and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I'm assuming she relayed the message to Caroline. I don't know, but I haven't really spoken to them in like a week and a half because it's like, I rather just talk to Nancy, over the phone. So yeah, that's my dilemma. But I've been through worse. There's last year I had a situation where like, I contacted a distressed home. I saw it was under an LLC. I called. I looked to see who what the LLC name was. I saw it was like a husband and wife type of situation. I think the guy's name was Antonio. Yeah, it was Antonio. I forget his wife's name, but I called and I skip traced the number or the address. Got a number. Got a few numbers. Called one, and it's like a girl answered. It's like, hi, how you doing? I did my whole spiel. Like, hey, can I talk to Antonio? It's like, Antonio's in jail. I locked him up because it was a whole domestic violence dispute. Blah blah blah. Like, he pulled a gun on me, that type of thing. So that happened, and then I was like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Blah blah blah. And then she told me that she removed his name off the LLC, but it wasn't done correctly when it all came back to title, and he had to sign as well to say like, hey, like, I removed myself from the LLC, which he never did. So then I had to go contact like Pinellas County Jail, and have a conversation with him, and then he was like, oh, I'm not selling, and especially for not that price, because I don't know, I forget what I offered, but he wanted obviously closer to top dollar. And they got mad at me. It's like, well, look, like, it needs a lot of work, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. So I couldn't really do anything with that. So, but that's another crazy situation that happened, like, where like it was a whole domestic violence dispute. Ex-wife locked the husband up and removed his name illegally off the LLC, because you got to get all parties to sign. You can't just remove somebody off the LLC. So but that was last year's problem, and this year's another person just incarcerated. It's always something. Nothing surprises me anymore.
That is crazy. That is just too crazy. Like, at least you're getting them. I mean, you're getting them closed.
Yeah. There's some wild stories. Sometimes a lot of more hoops to jump through than others homes, but it's just part of the game, really. But yeah, it's always something.
I thought the 97-year-old was going to be like the most difficult one. How is she signing? How is she even understanding? I mean, even now, when I first started about wholesaling, it took me a while to understand. I mean, I couldn't imagine what she was trying to think of. Like, her son passed, somebody wants to buy the house, she still has a coherent to pay bills and stuff. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's and then like one of my attorney was representing her. Was Doris? He didn't think that she was all there, because like she just, like, it was a random number that called her, even though he explained like, hey, like, I'm Zach, like, I'm the attorney, Terrell told me to reach out, blah blah blah. I just gave his whole spiel on that. Like, she was just basically just put him off. He's like, yeah, it's already being handled, blah blah blah. So then Zach called me, like, after he called her, like, saying like, does she know, like, that, like, I don't think she understands what's going on. I was like, no, she does. I could guarantee you. Like my partner Dan, he met, my part like that's the guy who bought it, Dan. Is like he met her in person. Like she's there. She just probably like probably just never heard your voice. Never dealt with you like that. So like you saying whatever you're saying, like she doesn't really believe you. So then I had a call. I did tell Doris about it. I mean, but maybe she just forgot. I don't know. I mean, she did say like, yeah, she's just up there in age, So could she just maybe just didn't write it down? I did tell her that, hey, my attorney's gonna call you. His name's Zach. Blah blah blah. So after I got off the phone with Zach, I called Doris and then explained this whole situation again. So then she knew. Then Zach called I think the following day or maybe 2 days after, and then it was all good. But at first he thought she wasn't there. She wasn't gonna be. He's not gonna be able to represent her for filing the estate for the probate for the estate because of how that first call transpired when he reached out. But it all worked, That I was my heart kind of dropped. I was like, no, there's no way, right? Because he's saying that, and then Dan met her in person beforehand, and he thinks he's she was all there. She and then at the closing, I guess she was telling the stories and stuff like that, so. I'm happy to help, and then I wish I had recorded my call. I wish I could record my calls. It's just a hassle if I were to do so. But she was thankful that I was able to get it done. She's like, I appreciate you're helping me and all that kind of stuff. Cause it's I don't know what she's 90 something years old and she has a daughter in Florida, but they don't I guess they don't really communicate, and she's kind of just doing this by herself. So she has really maybe I think a niece in Pennsylvania somewhere, but it's not nothing. No, I don't know. It's just a lot for her to just do by herself. Essentially, I just had to hold her hand, and help her out. But she was grateful for that, because she's been
cool.
about that for months since I've been dealing with her.
It sounds like one of those Titanic stories, the old lady, telling her stories, wanting something, and having to hold her hand through the whole thing.
Yeah. So, sometimes you're not able to help everybody out, but you do get those ones that you're able to help out the seller, and it makes up for all the rest of the stuff that you tried dealing with in the past. So, felt good about it, and now my that home will be taken care of, rehabbed and back on the market in maybe 6 months, who knows. But yeah. Any other questions, guys? No. Let me see if I could. Oh, that's not it. I guess talk about one of my agents that I dealt with in the past. Never closed a deal with her, I don't think. I was just one of the agents for a property I called back in the day, and then just always remain in contact every now and again. But she sent me an off-market property. So I have to reach out to my investor. It's it's a illegal 2-unit. The guy wants 200,000, which pretty much is what most 2 units go for when they're an illegitimate 2-unit. So I have to call a few of my guys to see what they would pay for something that is an illegal 2-unit, because it has to do the seller has to make a few changes for it to be considered a legal 2-unit, and he might not even have the capital to do so. So, he wants 200,000, but it's not legitimate. So hopefully one of my guys, or maybe it's all right, if I'll give him 170 and I'll make it I'll do all the repairs and make it a legal 2-unit. So we'll see. I just have to call. I just got that text earlier, right before the Zoom. That's why I was a little bit late. I was texting the agent and all that kind of stuff. So all right, so I could kind of see the layout here. I mean, I don't know. I can't really see the rooms. I guess there's the front porch area, the back porch, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I thought in Pinellas County, they do more lines, so you could see the rooms and stuff, where you could put something. But I guess has a shed not permanently affixed. Yeah, I can't really see. I mean, well, 1,200 square feet, I think you could add a half bath somewhere, and then that could up the value. But you know, as of it currently sits, I mean, I see a 2-1 getting around 300,000. I wonder if it shows. Where's the Texan person? Where's? So I'm just trying to find out where. Usually has a thing for the value. It says land value 54,000, but I want property value. That's whatever. Every county website is different. All right, but yeah, I'll still call and I'll get back to you on that. Should say it somewhere. Advanced search, sales search. No, it says not gonna help. Any other last minute questions, guys? I mean, no, I'll just end the Zoom a little early. All right, no questions, no questions. All right, no, all
No,
right.
I'm good.
Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be here on Friday, 11 to 12. I'll get get some feedback for you on those 2 homes, Anthony, and then hopefully we could get that those deals to convert for you here, and you can see a check for your hard work. So
Thank you.
I'll keep you in the loop.
All right, appreciate it. And if I get pictures this afternoon, I'll send them over.
Sounds good. All right, we'll be in touch,
Thank
guys. Till next time, till Friday. You guys have a good rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.